This team is the number 6th ranked team on Instagram in terms of follower count, and they didn't get there because they build amazing robots. They actually got there because their social media marketing is that good. What team am I talking about? I'm actually talking about Web Robotics, based out of Tennessee. They're going to outline their exact strategy on Instagram and how you can replicate it to start getting more awareness for your program on social media.
So we've obviously had the most success on Instagram.
It's obviously a very big balance between the fun of being a high school sport and the professionalism of First in general. We have a very strict schedule for posting every day with only trends on these days. These days are specifically for lab.
So actually for our schedule itself, like what day we post what things, that's going to be consistent throughout the weeks. Like on Sunday, we post a weekly recap. On Monday, we post pictures from the lab. On Tuesday, we post a trend. On Wednesday, we post content from our FLL, FTC, or outreach programs. On Thursday, it's more pictures from the lab. On Friday, it's another trend, and on Saturday, it's also pictures from the lab. That's just on a piece of paper. It's very clearly in our lab area. But then also we have a Google Drive where we post all of our videos and photos under like folders and stuff, so that we know exactly like where things are when we need to post them. But in terms of what days we post what content, that's just public. Everybody knows it. It's hanging up in the lab. We found that our trends usually go the most viral when we post something that other people have posted on, and so audiences are familiar with it and they know what to expect a little bit. But it's also something that maybe a lot of FRC teams haven't done yet, so that way we get that kind of viewership as well. Our second ever reel that we tried to post to gain followers actually hit about 2.5 million views.
The idea behind that is we'll always have something going on, and more importantly with the reels and trends, the fun of it is what keeps us up there, what keeps us followed, what gets us followers, gets us our attraction that we need to get the bigger guys, the sponsors, and the other teams to know our name.
Now, Web Robotics has taken their marketing and basically dialed it up to the maximum with a post every single day. If you're just starting out doing marketing for your first robotics team, you do not need to post every single day, but one of the things that you can start to do is at least have a consistent schedule so that you are posting on a consistent basis. You can use Web Robotics' strategy here, and instead of maybe posting every day of the week, you only post 3 days a week. Let's say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But at least using the strategy of posting the same type of thing every Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, it means that your team is not going to have to scramble for ideas on what are we posting on this day versus that day, because you know that every Monday is going to be pictures from the lab, and Wednesday is going to be some fun, trendy video. Maybe Fridays is more pictures from the lab, and so on.
We kind of try to alternate between videos that will just get views, from everybody, from sponsors, from people who've never heard of FRC. That's a really important part of recruitment. And then also people who are in FRC. So those are what our trends are for. But then also, most days of the week, we just post pictures of what's happening in the lab, progress on our robot, things for other FRC teams to see, and things for sponsors to see. But we post those big, more popular, more layman's type videos just to boost our viewership and our follower count overall. So for us, our meetings are on consistent days. Most significantly, they're Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And so typically we post our trendy reels on Tuesdays and on Fridays, and that's because they're filmed and edited on Mondays and Thursdays. I think the most important thing in terms of keeping a schedule is making a schedule. That's the first step. And as long as you stick to that, it's also helpful to assign people to different things. We have one person on our team. She stars in the weekly recaps. She also edits them, and she's in charge of posting them. And then oftentimes, if somebody is the one to film a trend reel, they're also the ones that are in charge of posting it. And then we get other people that are in charge of doing each carousel. That's just photos and stuff. And so I think effective delegation is the strongest element to maintain a consistent schedule.
Telling someone to do something is probably the best way to get it in their minds. Walking to someone and saying, hey, I need you to make this reel and make it by tomorrow, and then send it in to us and the mentors, get it approved, get it posted. We have a decently strict set of rules for how a video plays, how it goes out to the audience before anything goes out.
That includes content stuff, for example, we try not to use any of our team members' names, just for like privacy reasons. And then it also includes guidelines about like what fonts are we using, what's the aspect ratio, those kinds of things that just help maintain a consistent look.
Usually the day it's filmed, we have a plan for like when it's going to be made. Once the idea for the video is made, part of that idea, probably the last part of that idea, is when it's going to be posted. I'll go out and I'll find a trend, I'll be like, we should make this video, and then everyone will be like, yeah, that sounds great, we'll post it next Tuesday. And that's how we'll come up with that idea. For other things, it'll be as recent as possible. For our FLL, FTC, and outreach, that's always going to be like stuff from that week or the week before. Lab happenings are always going to be that day, since there's minimal editing with those.
We also try to make it so that have at least one video in the bank. So for editing a video on Monday, that's not going to be posted on the following Tuesday. It's going to be posted on the next Thursday or on the next Friday. And so we try to be at least one video ahead. Unless, for example, we're at an event like this one, we're at Worlds. We're not going to wait to post this stuff a week from now. We're posting it now. And so whenever we're at events and regionals, obviously that timeline is moved up. But we try to have at least one video in the bank at all times, so that if we fall behind and we don't make one at some point, then we can catch up and we don't have to miss a post.
So having a schedule where you know what each day you're going to be posting about makes your life a lot easier, because it removes the burden of having to figure out what you're going to post. And instead, you can actually start to plan things out further in advance. And then at that point, content marketing is really not that difficult. I hope you gained some value from this video and seeing how one of the best teams in the world does their social media and how you can implement it for your team. If you want to learn more about how you can market your first robotics team, make sure you check out other videos on my channel and subscribe, so that way when I put a new video out, you'll be notified. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.